Hey guys, this is how I blow dry my hair every single time I wash it. My favourite brush to use is the Tangle Teaser in the Denman brand. It's honestly a game changer and it will never ruin your hair, and it brushes through any knots without ease, without pulling or damaging your hair. Using the right products before you start is also really key to creating a really great foundation for your blow dry. I like to use Olaplex number 6 and then also some Luxe oil after. These both add added shine and also help to keep the hair nice and detangled. They add heat protection and moisture as well. Next, you need to use some volumizing products. This one that I'm using here is called Root Shoot, and you basically just spray it in the root area through the top part of your hair because that's where you're wanting to get the most amount of volume. Make sure you add it into the crown as well, because if you have a double crown like me and it splits, it will help stop it from splitting once you've blow dried it. I also like to use a blow dry gel through the ends. This is also going to help if you decide to put any curls or waves in after, so it will make it last a lot longer. Brush through the product into your hair to make sure that it's distributed evenly, and also ensure that you've brushed out any knots. You need your blow dry to be nice and easy and tangle free. Trust me, it will make your life so much easier. I like to use the Parlux Light Hair Dryer. It's my favorite because it weighs under 500 grams. So when you're holding your arms up above your head, it is going to be a lifesaver. There's nothing glamorous about how I blow dry my hair. You literally stand up, tip your head upside down, and really focus the direction of the airflow at the roots because you're wanting to get as much volume as possible. So I try to pretty much dry my roots nearly 100% dry in this stage. Feel free to use a brush, either a paddle brush or a wet brush, to assist with blow drying. It also helps to stretch out the hair a little bit more before you get into doing the rest of it with the round brush. Blow dry your hair till about 80-90% dry. If you don't blow dry it enough, you will honestly be there forever trying to blow dry it with the round brush. So generally I will section my hair into either 3 or 4 sections. The first section is from my ears through to the nape, and then you start to blow dry your hair directing the hairdryer facing down. I generally do this first bottom section in 3 sections. So I do one from one side, one from the other side, and then one in the middle at the back. You need to make sure that you dry your hair to 100% dry in each of these sections. If you don't, your hair will go back to exactly how it was, or it will go really frizzy really quickly. You're basically setting your hair in a new shape by drying it from wet to dry. That's why if you go outside into the humidity or it's raining, your hair will go frizzy. The next section is from the temples, and then you meet in the back of the middle of the hair. So make sure that you angle the brush to be sitting horizontal the same way as your section is, and then you also need to make sure the hairdryer is facing the same way. So you can see the hairdryer nozzle is sitting flat against the brush. I like to blow dry the first third of the section dry first. I work my way down in thirds, so I continue to dry the root area over and over again until it's dry. Then I work my way down to the middle part until that's dry, and then I finish off with the ends. Repeat the same on the other side. You'll notice that the ends of your hair will nearly almost be dry by the time you get to them once you've repeatedly gone over the root area, making that 100% dry, then going over to the mid-length area, making that 100% dry, and then you finish on the ends. Now I'm right-handed, so I always have my hairdryer in my right hand and my brush in my left hand. You can also use your fingers on the hairdryer hand to help you section. I generally use my, I think, 2 to 3 bottom fingers to help me section. So you can either do this last section in one, or you can divide that into 2 depending on how much body you've got, how much body you'd like to have, and also how thick your hair is. If your hair is really thick, you may even need to do 4 to 5 sections. If it's fine, you will probably get away with doing 3. Try to keep your sections neat and clean and avoid picking up hair that's already been blow dried. You're only wanting to focus on the wet hair that you haven't blow dried yet. Again, work down the hair in sections. Start at the root, blow dry that 100%, then go to the mid lengths. Dry that to pretty much 100% and then finish with the ends. As you're working up the hair, you also need to start directing the hair up, because this is what's going to give you more body. So you're blow drying the hair away from the root. If you hold your brush and direct it down, it's going to give you minimal volume at the root area. So the higher you direct your brush at the root, the more body you're going to get. I'm blow drying with no mirror here, so it just goes to show that you can actually do it without a mirror. It's obviously harder, but you can do it. I'm probably making it a lot easier than it looks, but practice makes perfect. This crown section is probably the hardest section, but just like I said, just keep practicing. So for the final section, make sure you've got a nice part down the middle, or if it's on the side, make sure it's on the side. Then this section, you really want to focus on lifting it up as high as you can. Again, make sure that your brush is horizontal to your part and the nozzle is also flat on the brush. Start with one side, work your way back as far as you can, then go to the other side, work your way back as far as you can, and then finish on that last middle section in the crown. Your arms do get sore. That's why it is extra important to make sure that your hair is blow dried 80-90% dry before you start doing this. If you have a double crown, this last section is key because doing this is going to help stop your crown from splitting. Once you've finished that, you can go through and just finesse the rest of the hair. You can pick it all up in one section, holding the brush underneath the hair and smoothing it all over. Make sure the hair is 100% dry. Like I said before, if it's not, it will go back to being frizzy and it will also drop. To finish, I like to use a pump of the Luxe oil. It adds shine, moisture, and it also acts as an anti-humidity seal, which will help to stop your hair from going frizzy or curly again. It will also make your blow dry last longer. Lastly, you just need to finish with a little bit of hairspray if you've got any little frizzy bits. That's it, guys.